Hey, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So today's audio is brought to you by Disappearing Voices, which is a documentary on the decline of black radio. Make sure you guys check that out at disappearingvoices.com. Also, this audio is brought to you by PavionPhoto.com. That's where you can get all your photography needs. You got weddings, you got events, you need headshots. Go to PavionPhoto.com. That's Pavion photo.com. All right, so today I wanted to talk about success. And one of the main things about succeeding and how to succeed is something very, very simple that most people don't realize. And the simple thing is that if you want to be successful, you need to show up. So what does that mean? You need to show up and be present wherever you're supposed to be. So you have to basically show up for success. So, a lot of times, I'll give you an example. I do a lot of casting for actors and, companies and stuff. I do a lot of events. I, have my own radio show and, I book people. And I would say about 70% of the people that I book, or 70% of the time, people are flaky. So let's say for every 10 people I book to come somewhere, only, 3 of them are going to show up. And what happens is that usually those 3 who show up end up getting what they came for, because just based off the fact that they were there. I remember when I did my movie How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day, which, has gotten over, 1.5 million views on the internet. And, these are all actors that are coming up and, unknown actors and stuff. And I had about 200 people that was supposed to show up for the audition, right? And I was only looking for about 30 to 35 people to be in this movie, right? So basically, 200 people was supposed to show up, and only about 32 people showed up. And guess what? All those people who showed up, they were pretty good. I was actually shocked, because I was like, oh my God, we only have 32 people, and probably only going to be, there's only going to be like 3 people in here that's good. And for some reason, everybody in there was pretty good. And then they all were in the movie. Why? Because they showed up. You understand? Like, I've had guests who came to my radio show who showed up, and they were introduced to other people who got them other gigs, and they're making, money doing other things. But none of those gigs would have happened if they didn't show up to the radio show. And I have a lot of people who say they're going to come to the radio show, and then they flake out in the last minute and they don't show up. And then the funny thing is that half these people who don't show up, they once in a blue moon try to hit me up and ask me for more opportunities. And I'm just like, you didn't show up, and now you're in the position you're in now because you don't show up. You understand what I'm saying? And then this other person is doing all these great things, and you're hating like, oh, I don't like this person because they, why they get to do all of this stuff, and they mad whack. They not even that good, and I'm better than them. And you know what? The whack person, or that person you think is whack, shows up. So, you really need to show up and in order to be successful. Is it really that simple? That's like half the shit right there, because I'm going to tell you some real shit, man. I've been, in the entertainment business doing this shit since I was like 15 and shit. I'm 31 years old now. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like 15 years I've been doing this shit. And a lot of the times, the people who make it, and the people who are making money, the people who are successful, it's not because, oh, they were the most talented, or, they were the best looking, or whatever it is. It's because they actually show up and they actually do what they say they're going to do. And then what happens is people recognize those people as reliable. And then they use them and they do more things with them. Why do you think when you watch a movie, let's say like a movie like Superbad, and you have Seth Rogen and all these other people in it, and then you see those same people in another movie, the same actors, and you say to yourself, you know, why are they always using the same people? It's not just because they like them. It's not just because they think they're, you know, cool or whatever. Most of it is because they show up and other people don't. Because there's a lot of people who in the industry, and I'm using, you know, the whole acting thing because that's, and, you know, entertainment thing because that's where, you know, I see a lot of the stuff that I'm around, is that a lot of people say, oh, you know, it's so hard to break into the industry, so hard to be an actor and all this other stuff. But the thing is, it's not even necessarily that. It's more so that there's so many actors and actresses or singers or dancers or people trying to do things that are not really serious about what they're doing, and they don't show up and they don't actually take it seriously. And then that's why they're not really where they're at. It's not because it's, you know, oh, it's so hard to break in. It's because you're not even trying to really break in. You just kind of want to, you know, make shit happen. You don't really want to make shit happen. But the people who make shit happen are the ones who get shit going. And those are the ones who you see all the time, always getting, you know, picked to do more things. Because they are actually reliable. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're the ones who are reliable. See, if you show up to whatever you're supposed to be doing, if you're reliable, you will end up being a go-to person. So if you are, let's say, you know, a cab driver, you want to start your own cab company or something like that, and you know, you people call you, you come to their house, you pick them up, you drive them wherever, and you say, here's my card, call me anytime you need me. They're going to be like, oh, you know, let's call this guy because last time he came on time, he got me to the airport quick. I'm going to call him. You call him, he shows up, he drives you here, you know, you'd be like, I'm going to be at this club, I'm leaving late night, I got this chick with me, can you meet me here? He comes through, he picks. So, you know, the fact that this cab driver who has his company, you know, is on point and shows up and does what he needs to do, he's going to be successful. He's going to be who people want to count on and call on. But a lot of people out here are not reliable. They don't show up. They're flaky. They're, you know, they're on some bullshit. And, you know, you got to think about it and think about, you know, you and yourself and whatever it is that you're doing, and think about what you want to succeed in and what you want to make happen, and ask yourself, are you showing up or are you just bullshitting? Are you just being flaky? Are you just like, oh, I don't really know yet? And, you know, what are you really doing? Because in order for you to be successful in anything that you're doing, you have to show up. You have to show up physically. You have to show up emotionally. So when you get to a certain spot, and let's say you're supposed to do something, it's not even just about being there physically, but you have to be on point emotionally. You have to really be focused on what you're doing, because people, they'll see that, oh, this guy not only came here, but he did a great job. I want to work with him again. I want to do these things. I want to, you know, give this guy this opportunity. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you're not showing up, if you're not showing up for success, you're not going to be successful. And that's really all it is to it. So, you know, I just wanted to drop that on y'all real quick. You know what I'm saying? Oh, make sure if you guys have any products, businesses, you know, services that you want to promote on these audios, make sure you click the advertise button at the top of the homepage and holla at your boy. And make sure you guys go to MrLocario.com to get my books and products and DVDs on dating and relationships. And I will holler at you guys later, all right? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. I'm out of here. Peace. Later.